Happy Halloween, Virgo. Welcome to your October 2021 Astrological Forecast. I guess the big news this month is there were, all of the outer planets, okay, were retrograde last month, okay? That's like Jupiter through Pluto. But 3 of them this month are turning direct, along with Mercury that starts off the month in retrograde motion. Okay, so Saturn in Aquarius turns direct on the 10th, and Jupiter in Aquarius turns direct on the 18th. Mercury in Libra turns direct also on the 18th, and Pluto in Capricorn turns direct on the 6th. Okay, so kind of like what all that means is, well, for you, Pluto's in Capricorn. Capricorn's a Earth sign just like you, so it creates a trine to any planets that you have in Virgo or your rising sign. So you have Pluto in your 5th house of creativity and romance and fun, children, speculation, gambling, entertainment of any kind. Okay, so this area could have been stalled. If you are involved in anything creative, maybe you had that block, writer's block, or just an idea that couldn't, you just couldn't get it done, or whatever. It could be many, many things. But when this planet finally turns direct, it will take a while to kick in. Okay, you'll notice a little bit things moving back to the way they were going, kind of like back on track. As far as Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius, where you have Aquarius here, okay, in your 6th house of the workplace, okay, the kind of work that you do, your co-workers, your work schedule. It's also your house of health and service to others, okay, also the house of small pets. Okay, so when these planets turn direct, again, it does take a while for them to kick in and, full motion, like full steam ahead, where you might notice, a little bit of a difference. But so maybe things, let's say like at work, were stalled. Maybe you had stuff just sitting there that you couldn't even get to because you needed more information, or you needed something to finish whatever it is that you do. Okay, if you don't work at all, even, or you're self-employed, especially, maybe you couldn't get whatever that you've ordered in order to finish the kind of work that you do. Okay, could be any reason, but now that these planets are going in direct motion, things are a little bit better. As far as the workplace goes, maybe your workload is kind of like evening out. Maybe there was more work coming in, but it took longer to do because of this Saturn here. It was far more detailed than it was in the past, or you had to take all these steps in order to get it done, or really explicit directions, that had to be done like a certain way because that's the way the client wanted it done, something weird. Okay, well, maybe you all, or you at least, got used to doing something like that, and then when these planets went retrograde, it might have become a little bit of a problem. But now that they're turning direct again, maybe you're even finding out that you don't have to do all of those things, all of these steps, okay, that your employer or the client said they wanted done. And as far as your health goes, maybe, you were feeling like, how you get a little bit, there's so much sickness, it seems, around us because of the pandemic and everything, that you start to feel like, maybe you're having symptoms of COVID or anything even. And, you could have been questioning your own health. Your health is usually pretty good for Virgos. Virgos are usually the big health nuts, even, of the Zodiac, but not all, So, now that these planets are, again, going in direct motion, you could feel like your good old self again, even. Okay, so the planets, though, do start off in Libra. Libra is on your 2nd house of earned income, how you earn your money, things that you own that are valuable. It's also your own values, okay? and also your own self-worth. Okay, but it's also your investments and stuff like that. Okay, but it is money coming from work that you do. Okay, there's a new moon here on the 6th in Libra. The sun is here up until, let's see here, the 22nd. Mercury's here all month in retrograde motion up until the 18th when it turns direct. Mars is in Libra up until the 29th. Okay, so all these planets in Libra in your second house of earned income, which means, you know, just even having the sun here brings your focus here. Like this time every year, the sun is here, right? So this is when you try to either get a raise or bring in an extra form of income, a new source or something. Maybe you have collectibles or whatever that you sell online, or you have something that you do that you sell like on the internet or something. You know, again, like I said, when these planets in your 6th house of the workplace and the kind of work that you do, when they're going direct, all these planets are still in your 2nd house. So that could even be, you know, maybe a raise coming through for you. You know, maybe it was in the talking stages, or it was on hold, or, you know how like they'll say, oh, the company isn't doing that right now, maybe at the end of the year, or, you know, they say whatever just to put you off, you know, so you leave them alone or something. But actually something like that could be going on. You know, now that Jupiter and Saturn are going in direct motion, maybe this is when you will get that raise. It's a time for you to at least talk about it or bring it up again, especially around that new moon of the 6th, okay, in Libra in your 2nd house. And I just say that just because, like I said, these planets are now going in direct motion, Jupiter and Saturn, in your 6th house of work. So I would have to say that, yeah, now would be the time to ask for that raise and expect to get it. Okay, so the sun moves into Scorpio on the 23rd. Mars moves into Scorpio on the 30th. And Venus is in Scorpio just up until the 6th. After that, it moves into Sagittarius, but I'll get to that in a minute, okay? So anyways, you have these planets, Venus at first in your 3rd house. I did mention, you know, last month, like having Venus here. Your 3rd house is your everyday life and the people you might encounter throughout the normal course of your day, such as your neighbors, you know, any businesses that you would frequent or patronize, or it's also your house of your siblings and your cousins and your neighborhood, your area, wherever it is that you live. And when you have Venus here, just means that maybe you're doing a lot more things that maybe you don't do all the time within your own neighborhood. You're, you know, again, patronizing the businesses there even. But there could have been something fun going on in your neighborhood that you attended, you know, you did something or other. It's also a big communication and travel house. You might have taken like a little day trip when Mercury moves in here, when it leaves Libra and moves in here. I'd have to say that might be in the works for you. Something coming up, a little bit of a vacation. Doesn't have to be very far away. Could be a weekender or just a few days, even an overnighter. But while Venus was here from last month up until the 6th, maybe it was still in the planning stages. Okay, when the sun moves here on the 23rd and then Mars following on the 30th, this place gets like really active. Okay, so you may find yourself doing a lot more in your own immediate area. Okay, having Mars here makes you a little bit more aggressive or more physically out there doing things. You know, if there was something that needed done in your neighborhood, even if it's like a neighbor that you either need their cooperation or they're just a problem to begin with, you know, this would be the time that you would tell them about it, or you know, if they're doing something that is annoying to you, or that probably isn't even right, you know, maybe you haven't said anything all this time, so that this would be a time where it would just like naturally come out. It's not like you're looking for a fight or anything. It's just that that's what Mars does. It makes you stand up for yourself wherever it's transiting. And it also brings a lot of enthusiasm and energy into whatever house it's transiting, right? So third house is like your siblings, your cousins. It's a big communication and travel house. So communication wise though, if you needed to get something off your chest, this is also really like the written word, like the letter, writing a letter. You know, even if it's a letter of protest or something or other, you know, you're getting it out, you know, you're getting it out there, okay? But it could be one of these times, you know, where you run a marathon or take part in some kind of race or competition of some kind that's in your own neighborhood, you know, whatever. But it just makes you more active. And this is, again, back to the house of communication. This is regular postal mail, email, cell phone, regular landline, phone call, text message, voicemail, something like that. So, you know, you could really either write or say something pretty profound right now that really sticks with somebody. You know, it makes a lot of sense. And maybe you'll even be quoted someday. Who knows? Okay. So anyways, Venus is in Sagittarius from the 7th on, like till the end of the month. And where you have Sagittarius in your chart is your 4th house of your home life. Where you live, the home where you actually physically live, and the property surrounding it, an apartment or, you know, wherever. It's your family. It's whoever you live with. If you live alone, then, you know, whatever. But if you have a roommate, it would be that person. It's your personal life and your childhood, your past. But it's more or less like your personal life, okay? But it's your home, okay? And when Venus is here, when Mars moves here, the big time stuff will be, you know, on your mind. But when Venus is here for now, you start looking around your place going, oh, I would like to, you know, change the drapes, or I'm going to paint or something like that. When Mars moves here, it gets you all energetic about, you know, breaking down walls to make more room, you know, or moving furniture, heavy furniture, or doing something really big, you know, kind of like big. But right now with Venus here, you're just doing stuff like buying, you know, cute hand towels or something for the bathroom, whatever. You're also like enjoying your home. You know, you may be having even like gatherings somewhere down the line. It could be like just relatives coming to visit you. Could be your neighbors. But if there is any kind of romance possibly going on for you right now, it could, most of your time, it seems, would be spent in like a home setting, okay? Either at your place or their place, like a real nice dinner, something like that. Whatever, okay? Anyways, there's a full moon on the 20th in the sign of Aries, okay? Where you have Aries in your chart is your 8th house. It's directly across from your 2nd house of Libra. These are both money houses. Okay, so 8th house is passive money, money coming to you through means other than earning it. And this is like through an inheritance or legacy, insurance or a payout, a legal settlement, payout, tax return, the IRS. You know, this is the house of financial institutions, you know, maybe, you know, like a bank loan or a credit card company. This is creditors. Okay, so a full moon here just means there's something possibly going on in one of these areas. But it's also the house of legacies and inheritances, okay? So there could be just a little bit here, okay? Just because you have Venus in your 4th house right now of your home. So maybe there's some kind of inheritance, an heirloom of some kind that, you know, you are either being given or you know about, or it's something that should have gone to you but didn't. Maybe went to someone else, or maybe you were never even asked, even though You should have been probably the first person to be asked if you would like this thing or not, you know. Not like a big thing, because there aren't really any planets transiting here right now. It's just the full moon, but full moon brings things to the surface where they can be dealt with and done away with. So this is jointly held bank accounts, credit cards, anything, you know. And again, like I said, it's a money house. So if there was even money that was due you or owed to you in some way, you'd really be going after it right now. In fact, it could actually come to light at this time around this full moon that you were supposed to get something, okay? Could be that raise, though, too, you know, that I was just talking about. Maybe once you get it or whatever it is they give you, they may try to give you, compensate you with something other than money. But you know, you got your eye on the money, the cash, cold hard cash. That's what you want. You don't want some flimsy, you know, I don't know, the use of a credit card, your company credit card for something or other that they're going to keep a watchful eye on anyway, right? You want cash. Okay, so it's just something like that. Okay. So the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Virgo on the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 30th, and 31st. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Pisces, and those dates are the 16th and 17th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, any kind of gambling or speculation, and anything to do with children is the 11th, 12th, 13th, 25th, 26th, and 27th. The best time for money is the 5th, 6th, 7th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. The best time for your career is the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 7th, 8th, 9th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So I hope you enjoyed your astrological forecast for October. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate your support. Also helping to make my channel grow. Okay. Also check out Ask Me a Question. There's a description in the description box below there. There's a link. And there's also a link to my website if you would like to have your personal chart done. Because this is just a general forecast. Okay. If you wanted something more specific, you would have to have your personal chart done. And check out my weekly forecasts. Okay? I will see you next week. Goodbye.